What's up, everybody? We're here. I hope everybody can hear us. This is me, Tom, from the Dropcast Movie Poster Podcast, and on my left we have the one and only Matt Griffin. How you doing, Matt?
I'm doing good, Tom. I'm doing very good.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to this.
me too. We have been on. We had a couple podcasts on it. We talked about it already, and this is one of the things we planned for that we really wanted to do, and I'm really happy that we're doing this. And my phone's a little crooked here. I don't know why, but yeah, fixing my crookedness a little bit. Um, but yeah, I'm really looking forward that we're doing this and having a lots of fun. And yeah, how about you introduce us to the project, what we are going to do here? And yeah, hi to everybody out there, by the way, who has joined us. We have a couple people watching already, and I hope it's going to be a couple more. Leave us a comment, people, and say who you are, because I can't tell from the screen, but I want to say hello to each and every one of you. But Matt, yeah, introduce us to the
Absolutely.
project here.
Okay, well, yeah, and thanks very much to those guys who are watching and to anyone else who joins up. So, the project is building a fantasy story universe completely from scratch. So, this was your idea, Tom, as we know.
Thank you.
And you came to me and suggested it, and I loved the idea because if there's one thing I love even more than actually finishing a story, it's coming up with the concept and the world, and that's the fun part. The writing part is actually the hard bit.
Mm.
This is the fun stuff. And so I love world building and starting from scratch. And also, I wanted to do more fantasy stuff because I'm a big fantasy fan, but I guess I do mostly science fiction work professionally and in my prints and stuff like that. And I figured when you suggested this, it was like awesome because I get to draw some fantasy stuff and get into that and have lots of fun along the way. So the idea is I have got my Photoshop open here on my drawing tablet,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to just start sketching. And literally, it's a blank page. That's where we're starting. And people can leave comments and partake in the building of this world as we do it. So you're going to be looking at people's comments and suggestions, feeding them back to me, and hopefully, we're just going to have a whole lot of fun. So uh, the idea was I would literally start with a blank page and no huge clear idea of where to go from there because I love that.
That's the way we
Uh,
planned it. Yeah.
exactly. And then one thing I guess to note is that we the name Goblin Spit came from
That's a good start.
uh, I was going for a walk in the woods with my family, and I have three children, and it had been raining, and a raindrop fell from a tree onto my daughter's head, and she got kind of freaked, wondering what it was, and I told her it was Goblin Spit, which obviously freaked her out even more, and
Such
the
a mean
name kind
dad.
of just stuck in my head. Huh?
Such a mean dad.
I know, what a great father I am. And the name just stuck in my head, Goblin Spit, Goblin Spit. And I've written some kids' books, and I was thinking Goblin Spit could be a good idea for a young reader's book. And we used it on this project fully in the knowledge that it could change. And I did that kind of logo for it, also in the knowledge that it could change, because it's leaning very heavily into Terry Pratchett humorous fantasy
Hmm.
levels, which we can go into. It could be cool, but also
Hmm.
I'm not sure that's necessarily where we want to go. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then aside from the Terry Pratchett humor stuff, what I don't want to do is stick to fantasy tropes as such,
Hmm.
because I think if we're going to build something new from scratch, it won't be very interesting if we just do goblins that have been done 1,000 times before and orcs that have been done before and even the old map we drew for it. All of that stuff is cool, but I think it'll be more exciting if we try and break a mold here and there as we go.
Mm.
So who knows where it's going to end up?
Yeah.
We just don't know.
My first question is, before we're gonna get into the drawing part of this, is what or what can the people how would how would they contribute best in a sort of way? What, like, could you give an example maybe what could happen here?
Well, yeah. So let's say, for example, well, what we might do this evening is I love starting with a map for these kind of things. And I was thinking we could maybe do a map and start throwing a few place names down, if that doesn't sound boring. And the beauty of this is people in the comments can go, a map sounds about as fun as going to the dentist. Let's not do that, and we won't. Uh, or let's say we go, okay, let's design our main protagonist, our hero, or heroes, and who are they, and what do they look like. Let's draw a goblin. Style wise, what's it going to look like? We can look at sketching out
Hmm.
your typical fantasy goblin, or we can look at sketching something that's a bit different and a bit interesting.
All right.
Like in my books, goblins are big characters in it, but they don't look like goblins, I don't think, that have ever been done before. They're uh, very much alien looking creatures with big white disc eyes and furnaces for mouths and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So I think we can try and make it a bit interesting, but people can just throw their ideas down and I'll be sketching. And the sketching is going to be really loose, possibly quite terrible. I hope no one's very disappointed when the stuff I'm sketching out doesn't look amazing, because generally I keep my sketchbooks to myself because I'm a very, very rough sketcher. It's when I get into the final art that I make stuff look decent.
Yeah. All right.
And that's it. That's the plan.
Yeah, but for the people out there, the sketching is it's not about a sketch at the end. We There's going to be polishing afterwards
Yeah.
when we like something, and or when Matt likes something, and then if you all love it and really want this to be a print because you maybe worked on this, maybe we can get that going in the future. But for now, it's going to stay digital for some time, and then we'll see where it's going to take us. So if you are
Yeah.
being part of it, it's definitely something that will be a lot of fun. And yeah, let's get into the drawing. I'd say, huh?
Okay.
Let's
Yeah.
let's transition over. People, what would you like to see? I mean, we have different. We had thrown out different ideas, and Matt's idea was to start out with a map. But how about before people start writing, because it takes some time sometimes with your interaction? How about you're going to start out with the map, Matt? Draw a rough outline. I don't know if it's going to be a full continent or whatever we're going to call it, or the landmass that people will see. That is all depending on you, obviously.
Yeah. Well, I think what I'd probably do is draw a landmass, but that isn't an island as such,
Hmm.
so that it could be just a corner of a vast, huge map,
Or it's
and
just a whole disc, like a disc, like an
it
H.
could be just a disc on the back of four elephants on the back of a giant turtle. Exactly.
Exactly. Or
So, and again, people can say maps are boring. It's totally down to them.
mhm.
And then just on the print thing, uh, and the finished art, it could be that down the line you guys have had a big input into a character and we've built him or her together and named them and put their gear and designed their weapons and all that kind of cool stuff. And so that you feel some connection to what it is. So to do landmass, I use a little trick with the lasso tool in Photoshop. So I don't know if you're
But
going to be able to see this, but
one thing
yeah,
before
go
you
on.
start, Matt, maybe it's interesting for the people to know what you're working on. Maybe that's also something, because we have a lot of artists in here. I saw Ryan Shoemate just joined us, Mark Hill, Melvin
Awesome.
Melvin Magoo, and like people who are artists as well. And yeah, so
Wow.
maybe they want to know.
Well, maybe I wish you didn't tell me that because now I'm shitting myself.
I'm sorry, but that's the whiskey. What the whiskey is for?
Yeah, I know. I wish I had some. All I've got is bloody tea and rooibos tea at that. It's not even proper cup of tea.
Oh man.
All right. So what I'm working on, I'm using Photoshop for this, and I got a whole load of Kyle T. Webster brushes. And as I was explaining to you before we came on, this is a new computer which I transferred my brushes and settings and everything over to, but it didn't keep everything the way it used to be on my other machine. So I'm a little bit lost, but that'll be part of the fun.
Hmm.
And so to do, because I'm actually doing a map for a book at the moment, and for a commercial job. And what I do when I'm drawing the landmass, I get the lasso. So while I'm doing the lasso, you may not be able to see it, but you're gonna. I'll fill it at the end, and just like magic, it'll come to be.
People can see it. People can see it.
Can they see it?
Yeah, I mean, I can see it. I see where you're going.
All right, cool, cool. Yeah, I forget. You see, I forget that you're actually looking at my screen.
Yeah, James Hobson has a very important question. He's asking, what's a Photoshop? Is that something where you can buy a photo?
Yeah, it's a shop where you go in and you say, one illustration, please, and they give you an illustration,
Hmm.
and that's it.
But stock image, I hope,
So,
right?
yeah, exactly. So this is the fun of inventing an entirely new landmass, is that I'm not thinking about anything, and just, if someone wants to say, I think I've just drawn the county I live in there, County Clare. Oh my God, there you go. The subconscious.
It's a fjord right now.
Yeah.
There you go.
So is this incredibly boring?
Not so far. I want to see where this is going.
All right.
People throw something out. What do you want to see? A very long tongue, maybe of the land mass that's sticking out.
Like a giant bay, like we could do a huge bay here,
Hmm.
a natural harbor.
Mark Hill.
See,
Mark Hill, by the way, suggests the rooibos with vanilla, honey, and a shot of Hennessy.
oh wow, that is oh God. Why didn't I have a full bar in my studio
Yeah, why
with all of
don't you?
that?
I
We could be
wonder
sitting there
myself.
drinking cocktails and stuff.
I wonder
That would be
myself.
amazing. So, um, when I was a kid, look, reading fantasy books and stuff,
Hey, Marco, by the way.
I would pour over the map. That little natural harbor headland I did looks really weird. It looks like a flame or something. So
Hmm.
we could name it as such. The harbor
Yeah.
flame of.
Or it could be the island of thumbs up.
Yeah. Okay, that part of the map looks a bit weird. I'm not sure I'm happy with that, so we might get rid of that.
Yeah, reminds me of
But
Europe.
anyway,
It's.
so when I used to look at the maps, like all of these can be,
Mhm.
I don't know, places.
People want rivers. Michael Rice
Oh,
is suggesting he wants many rivers.
brilliant. Okay, amazing.
I have to say I want a lot of jungle because I love jungles. And I have
Okay,
and I
they
have
can be.
never seen fantasy mixed with jungle. You know what I mean?
Well, aha, funny you should say that. Funny you should say that. Because I am working on a new book
Hmm.
myself, and it is a fantasy.
Okay, okay.
And I posted the map. I did a kind of a rough map, and I posted that in my Facebook group a
Yeah.
few months ago. The book is called High Whale Rook.
Hmm.
Um, but people who are geographers or earth science people will recognize the shape of the continent,
Yeah.
and that's on purpose.
Okay, I see.
I don't want to give too much away, but people would recognize it, and it's not me stealing it. It's actually to do with the story, why it's shaped like that.
We have some great
But
we have some
it's
great suggestions, by the way, what it looks like. People are saying it's a wolf's head to me, starting
oh,
to see a face with a jagged tooth, and then Ryan
yeah.
Shoemate says it sort of looks like Bebop from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it so does.
Oh my God, it does. Bebop Land.
Or Pumbaa. Pumbaa is thrown out here from the Lion King.
Yeah, looks like Pumbaa. Um, but in this High Whale Rook fantasy land, and I did the rough map. It's got all the types of climates in it,
Hmm.
and there is jungle in it.
All right.
And in the jungle, I wrote a note to myself that there are amphibious skin monkeys in the in the jungle. So there you go. We could come up with amphibious skin monkeys for Goblin Spit.
Great.
Okay, so boom, paint bucket. There you go.
Boom. And there you have it, people. Bebop land.
Uh,
Bebop
we
was
can just make it a
such
bit
a great character. I love Bebop.
You know what? I was never a huge turtles guy.
No? Okay.
No, it's probably going to get me
In trouble?
in trouble. Yeah, but it wasn't really for me. I watched the cartoon a bit, but it wasn't my favorite thing. So we have a map. Should maybe I should we should just make it not grey, so it's not too boring.
Are we, because we haven't decided yet if it's the full landmass or just part of the universe, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I've kind of left it go off to the top right corner because I don't know what's
By
happening with this.
Ryan, by Ryan. He
Is
said
he
it.
off?
Yeah, he's because of the turtle comment, I guess.
Oh shit. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't go. I'll watch it all back. Michelangelo, Raphael. Yeah, I remember. Hang on, I didn't realize I've been moving that over slowly but surely. Um, so that's the shape of a piece of land. It could be a giant continent, and it could be a tiny little corner of the universe.
Mm.
Who knows? And so what you do next, well, we'll do rivers. So I might put a clipper mask on it, and
What I would like to
I'll
see
do
is
white.
when it comes to the rivers and the giant lake is also in the cards here. Yeah, I want it to be more like I guess the human world that because people dwell at rivers, I guess.
Okay. Well, we need mountains then because rivers come from mountains.
Yeah, I
So,
would love the mountains there. It's like
and
basically
then
like
also,
New Zealand having all the climates in there. You know, basically going in an hour or 2 hours from one from the mountaintop like snowboarding or whatever, and going down there and swimming, snorkeling or whatever in the sea.
yeah, absolutely.
I don't know, people. My
Uh,
camera is crooked today. I'm sorry for that, but I don't know what's wrong. I'll try to fix it, but yeah, you see the drawing. So
so if we let's get color to match this. If we do some mountains, people can also let us know if this is what they want to see. If it's not, you
yeah,
can tell us.
let us know, people. Like, keep us in the loop here. What do you like to see? What not? James Hobson says it's a part where characters that look like hogs live. They drink from the water's edge. Uh, Pete Hendricks says Central Mountain Range, splitting the climate similar to Tenerife, dry and wet sides. There you go.
Good, I like it.
And we can get the
So
tropics
we want the
as well.
mountains down the middle.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Need I need a different.
By the way, people, what's your favorite climate? What do you like to live in? I have to say myself, I like it a little bit the tropics, but um, I'm not a friend of too hot and too humid, because I'm you know I'm as pale as the British average, I guess, and it's not nothing for me.
Yeah, I am. I love the heat, but I'm Irish with incredibly the whitest translucent skin.
Yeah.
So I just burn,
Do you sparkle as well?
but I love the heat. Ah,
Do you sparkle as well?
I sparkle and gleam. One year I was in Spain on holidays with family, and we were walking through the streets of the town, and all the locals started pointing and laughing at me and saying "Blanco, Blanco."
Lol.
So
That's great.
yeah.
Uh,
And another person pointed out to me that when it gets sunny, I turn into raspberry ripple ice cream.
Lol. Pete just throws out wet and windy, just like my women.
Yeah, well, in Ireland, you can be sure it's wet and windy. That's
People, how about you throw out some names for the? Because I can see one very tall mountain, and that definitely needs a name. So how about you throw out some names that we can fit into this one, and maybe some height as well. Put it in meters because I think it's easier for everybody.
yeah, like this is kind of looking like one of those old Tolkien style maps.
Yeah.
So it mightn't necessarily be to scale because if this is a continent, that mountain is
Huge.
really properly vast. And so are its little sister. Like they're kind of this little group of mountains could be,
Like
I don't know what.
like the Alps of you know, or the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to do this quick because the idea was it was a sketch, and if I worry too much that about it looking good, then we'll just be here all night drawing fucking mountains, and nobody wants that.
Yeah, but
So
but what we want is people throw out some names for the mountain range, for example, or throw out some names for the tallest mountain. Keep us in the loop. How high do you want it to be? And yeah, because we can fix it later on.
cool. Yeah, everything can be fixed or abandoned as you
Exactly.
see fit.
Exactly.
The beauty of this is I don't have a fucking clue what's happening. Neither do you, Tom. No, none of us know what's going on, but we'll just go with the flow.
I think maybe we should call it the highest mountain. We should call it the Dune.
The Dune.
Yeah, in reminiscence of you, and having being like the irony in this, you know, being like super tall.
Yeah, the Dune.
You know, it's, I mean, it's your property. It's what brought
How
you
about the
to
Devil's Dune? Even though
yeah.
there's no devil in this place, but okay.
Yeah, religion.
Need
That's one of the questions I was asking myself. Is there something in fantasy that is religion in some sort of way? I mean, when you look at Lord of the Rings, you have like Iluvatar, which is like the god, and then you have what's his name? Not Morlock. Melkor. He's like the devil of all
Yeah.
this. So
Well, like Tolkien wrote the Silmarillion,
yeah.
and it's basically a vast religious text.
James
So we can do that too. We can write one.
James has a lot of fun. He says Blanco Mountains.
Blanco Blanco.
Yeah, that's because there's a lot of snow, obviously.
Yeah, I like it. Um, this one, yeah, the religion thing, yeah, the devil's doom, but is there a devil? Again, referring to the fantasy book I'm working on, High Whale Rook, the religious system, the predominant one is based on dead gods,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all about gods that died, but they
Yeah.
still worship them.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can have
Question
fun with that kind of
question
stuff.
from Mark Hill is: do you want this to be funny or serious?
See, that's the thing, Mark. That's what we were talking about. The whole, huh?
I'm sorry, I was coughing.
All right. The whole look we gave just kind of came out, and it looks very Terry Pratchett like, and it's looks like it's going to be funny fantasy, but it doesn't have to be. But then if we go really dead serious, are these videos going to be any fun? So I don't know. I think it can kind of be both, can't it? That
Yeah.
was the beauty of Terry Pratchett's books, in that they were funny, but there was also a very deep kind of mythology to the whole thing. And Discworld was a very fully realized and deep
Yeah.
world he built,
Yeah,
and
I think so too.
variously funny.
I think so too. I mean, going both ways with different. I mean, we have different, or we could create different people and different folks, and that could lead to more funny folks or more serious folks. I mean, there's stereotypes for different races or different people, at least. Like German people are so serious, but yeah, something like that. But yeah, Michael Rice has some cool idea that I think could be really fun, which is have some sort of weird airship port in the mountains and call it Cloudbreak Cover, I guess, or Cove, Cloudbreak Cove or
Cloudbreak
Cover.
I
And
love it.
Sergio Picasso, is that so? Is that Picasso? I think so. Just written totally different. He says a huge forest with a lake in the middle.
Yeah, I like that. I like the huge parts. The airship thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are we doing like? Is this going to be a steampunk world, or is it? I mean, it's totally blank page, open book.
But the airship, I mean, everything could be airship. I mean, look at Eagles.
Yeah. So what was it called?
Cloudbreak Cove.
Up here, and the big ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dead
Now,
Gods 2.
Cloudbreak.
Chris Woods is asking Dead Gods
Now,
2. What's that question, Chris? For what is that question? Where is it exactly?
Where's what?
The Cloudbreak cove. I'm sorry.
Cloudbreak Cove.
Where is it?
Well, a cove needs to be beside the sea, doesn't it?
Couldn't there?
Isn't
Couldn't
that what
there?
a cove is?
Yeah, I know, but couldn't there be like a mountain lake or something like that?
Yes, there could be a mountain lake.
There you have it.
You're right. All right. So, hang on a
Yeah.
second.
Thank you, Sergio. And Chris, could you elaborate on the dead god's tomb? What do you want that to be in? Where do you want it? What's the idea here?
Hang on, you're not stealing my dead god thing.
he's asking god's tomb. I don't know what he's asking there.
Yeah.
Ryan says, how about an impact crater made from an asteroid, which was sent from the vile alien bugs from the planet Dung?
Yes. I love the impact crater thing.
Yeah. Make the impact crater. Make that the giant lake.
Very cool. So,
There's a cove on the map, says James, but it can't be the Cloudbreak Cove.
So, this is our kind of impact crater thing with our water.
Yeah.
And denoting that it's water.
It has an island, a secret island.
It has a giant fishtail. That was that. What
It's
that
a
was meant to be.
fishtail. Okay, I thought it was a
that,
palm tree.
You know the way you do on the old maps showing the serpent.
Okay.
That's what that looks like.
Michael is saying again, the Cloudbreak Cove could be a nickname that the airship port gained over the years. Yeah,
it could.
I like that.
Yeah. So we're having airships.
We have an airship.
This is a steampunk fantasy world.
Let's not call it airships, but air transport.
Okay.
How about that?
Yeah, we got to think of an interesting type of air transport.
Yeah.
Something completely new. What are we calling the impact crater again? And is it in? Are we happy with where it is?
Are you happy? Ryan says yes. So he's happy. So Ryan,
Okay.
what do you want to name it, or does somebody else has a cool name for it? I think that the impact crater should be very deep, like basically burned into the earth.
So make it deeper.
Yeah, but you can't see it right now, but it's very deep.
Yeah. Well, it's bottomless. Nobody has ever reached the bottom of the.
That's a good call.
Huge lake. So
And maybe our hero will.
maybe. So our forest lands are kind of.
They could be around the crater, like in Africa, for example, where they have the big crater and like the jungle all around it.
Yeah. Okay, forgive the roughness of the. Again. These are
Ryan says, "Big asshole."
big asshole.
That's a big asshole.
Hang on, I'm gonna do that.
And also, but
Extra fancy.
Peter's saying "dead man's eye" for the crater, and
Okay, that's.
James is thrown out Shoemaker crater.
Mater crater.
Yeah, Shoemaker crater.
What was the second one there?
Dead man's eye?
I like that.
All right.
All right.
Pete,
Dead man's
you
eye.
won. What are we missing, people? What do you want to see? Is there something else that we should put in that should be covered? And thank you everybody for doing this with us. It's a lot of fun, and I think it's going somewhere. I really enjoyed this. I was a little bit anxious of what this would be like, but I think it's very cool.
Oh, yeah, it's a bit of fun. It's the one thing I'm looking at now is the size of the forest and stuff like that, and the fish is making it look like this is a tiny little spit of land.
It's a big.
So it's just a rough sketch.
It's a big ass fish, as Ryan would say.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just very rough. getting stuff down on the map. Like we'll mark all this off as the something forest. What do we call the forest?
Yeah, forest names,
Or
people.
wood of Babalore or whatever.
I want a jungle forest, so maybe something I don't know that
Okay,
sounds
jungle.
jungle. That's it.
The jungle. The jungles of the jungles. Come on, people.
Um,
You know what? In the middle of the jungle, there is a random lone peak.
oh, okay. I thought it was a pyramid or something.
Could be a pyramid.
Some ancient stuff.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, again, you see,
Mark,
that'd be like, go on.
yeah, Mark. Towns, cities, and settlements. Yeah, exactly. Where do you want to put them? Where should they go? What do you want to see? Put it in there, because we want that too, but we're not there yet. But if you have ideas, throw them out. Jungle of Jungle of Boogie.
We'll think of the jungle of, and people wanted rivers,
Hmm.
which come from the mountains and go to those tributaries. So, or go to those
Are we gonna have creatures?
estuaries.
What about creatures and stuff like that?
Yeah, we'll get to creatures.
Yeah. Okay.
Gonna do the rivers
Yeah,
and
Michael is asking, what about an area that's completely frozen? Yeah, that could be, but I think it will be hard to incorporate now. I mean, we would have to change climate, or
well,
are we changing climate?
well, it's a vast continent. I've made it look tiny with the jungle and Dead Man's Eye,
Yeah,
but it's huge. So, up north could be frozen waste,
yeah,
down south could be
like a
roasting
tundra,
desert.
like a frozen tundra.
Exactly. So, there's no we can have all climates.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I think for this one, for this part of the land is yeah. I think the frozen part is not in this one.
Okay. Now I just want to put frozen part in it even more.
Chris
This is kind of a delta happening there.
Chris Woods is also saying a settlement in Hogsmouth Bay with a peninsula called the Tusk. I like it. I like it.
Oh yeah. I like that a lot.
That's very nice.
Good. Yeah. Fuck.
Is
Do
it
you know what I keep doing?
what?
I keep pressing, like, forgetting that my drawing tablet isn't touchscreen. I keep pressing it with my finger and nothing happens.
Okay. People, or Chris, where do you want it to? Do you want it to be a big city, or what are we talking about? Like a lot. The question is, how many people should there be settled? Is it, by the way, is there a lot of people on this planet or this land? Are there different? Is it like a melting pot kind of situation, or is it a certain tribe maybe, or something like that? What would
I
you
think
like to
it's
see?
vast and huge.
Yeah, yeah,
No?
yeah. I'm talking about Hogs Bay and the Tusk. Like, is
Oh,
people
sorry.
do people live there?
Where is mine?
It's he said, by the way, I don't know if you want to change it, but if you want to keep it that way, he said Hogs Mouth Bay.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah, I'll fix that. I shall fix that. Um,
Quick question, people. How's everybody? How's everybody feeling? How's everybody feeling about this? Is that something? Is that fun so far? Are you enjoying what we're doing here? Based on geography, it should be a trade port. That's what Chris is adding here.
Good. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff we want to work out.
There you go. Um, so a lot of people, or should it just be a trade port in general, and just a city or a place where people go through and just do their thing? That would be one other question. And if you could do me a favor, guys, hit the like button. That helps, especially this podcast, and it helps obviously the whole situation to make it even a bit more popular and to get something out of this in the future for all of you, of course. And also, if you could leave a follow, subscribe, that would be also amazing if you haven't already. Mark Hill says it's the only natural harbor, big trade port harbor in Hogsmouth. And Pete is also adding, like I said earlier, ancient ruins, pyramids, like Aztec vibe, kind of like, you know. That's what I was going for too. I would love to be that, maybe instead of the peak, have that like an ancient Indiana Jones type Aztec Cambodian ruin. I don't know.
Okay.
But you put it on a different layer, right? So it's not gone.
Nope, I got rid of it. It's gone.
Okay, yeah, okay. We can always draw it.
Yeah. Okay, so like
rival cities are in talks here. Rival cities.
Yes.
But yeah, first we need. What should the first city be called? That is in Hogsmouth. We need a name for that, people, and we still need a name for the jungle.
In case it's not obvious, these are sort of weird ruins.
Yeah, I'm
like I said,
yeah.
sketchy.
Still, it's great. It doesn't have to be Aztec style, but it has to be some sort of ruins. I think that's cool.
Yeah, it's distinct to this world that we're building. That's what I want to do. I want to stay away from stuff you've seen before. If at all, we can make it totally new.
Here we go. Chris is writing.
And also, I'm going to make that way smaller.
Chris is writing, Hogsmouth Bay, a major cultural melting pot where many races and creatures come together to trade and socialize.
Love it.
There you go. But is it in Hogsmouth Bay? Is it the bay, Chris, or should we? Is the city called? Is this city also called Hogsmouth Bay? I think it should have a name. Like Hogtown, maybe Hogtown. Well, Port Hog.
Ruins of something. And we're doing the city here. Would it be around a delta? People build cities around deltas, don't they?
Yeah, it's like New Orleans.
I did a delta, so that's where the city is.
Delta there.
Okay, so that's where the city is going to be. And is it huge, sprawling? Like, is that the city?
Yeah, I think so.
Or is this the city? A vast. It's the only place really where there's a big, vast, sprawling metropolis.
Make it big. We can always downsize it.
Okay. And we haven't got a name for it yet, have we?
The East is less developed, but they travel to the Bay to buy and steal. Or they buy steel.
Yeah. Okay, so like tiny little villages dotted around these kind of bays.
Chris,
and in the mountains.
Yeah, Chris wishes, or Chris is down for a Port Hog.
Port Hog.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Port Hog it is. How developed do we want the city to be? Do they have some sort of engineering going on in their primitive idea, or what do you think, Matt?
I don't know. It's the only metropolis. It's the one place where civilization really took a foothold. So I think they should definitely be more advanced than anybody else.
Here, outside the city, I think that's a good idea. Pete Hendricks throws it in. I think outside the city, it would be very great to have Swine Swamp, which is full of monsters because of the delta. You know, have the swamp going on there, like on the outskirts of the city, and be full of like creatures.
Okay.
And you have to.
I like it.
And you have to travel up the river to get through there, kind of safely, because they're not water based.
So the swamplands kind of surround the city like this,
Yeah,
and it's swine swamp.
swine swamp.
I like it. Swine swamp.
Sergio throws in he wants some islands off the coast.
Okay, do some islands. Definitely needs islands. It'd be weird without islands.
Hmm.
Inhabited islands.
For now, I guess not.
So we got my lasso, and I'm just gonna put them randomly.
Hmm.
Um, let me see. Where else? Should there be like a big island that trades with Hogs Bay?
Yeah, that should be. I don't know. You could do it like a like geography map. Have like an extra border because the island is further away. You know what
Oh
I mean?
yeah.
And have like a border so you can draw the island in a different scale.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, and kind of point to it and say that island off this way.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's.
Yes.
Pete throws in wrecking rocks at the mouth. That's a good idea. I think at the tusk there.
What's that?
Like wrecking rocks that when you come in with a ship or whatever. There are
Oh
those.
yes.
Yeah, it's very dangerous because of the tusk.
Yeah.
And also, Michael
Yeah.
Michael Rice is saying one island could have a prison. I think that's a good idea. Being Australia and
Yeah.
stuff,
Like Alcatraz.
Yeah. Um. Oh yeah, there's some more from Chris on the prison. He says maybe the tusk is a specific region of the city, a prison, the seat of power, or a marketplace.
Great idea.
I think yeah, the seat of power would be very good, very villainous, I'd say.
That's yeah. That's the kind of stuff we wanna hear for sure. Right. So they're kind of rocks that stick up out of the sea.
Mm.
And actually, they should go nearly right across, so passage is very difficult
Yeah, yeah,
into Hogsmeade Bay. Does that sound about right?
yeah. That sounds about right.
Let's see if any more.
And on the inside is like the Hogsmouth Bay is like very beautiful, turquoise water.
Yeah. Oh, so it's kind of Mediterranean there.
Like the waters at least.
It would be, wouldn't it?
The water's pretty
Like
nice.
they're
I'd
gonna
say.
build the biggest city. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because like it's
They're
like
gonna
hard
build
to.
the city and
It's like a paradise thing, you want to get there. It's very important, but it's like hard to get there.
yeah.
Oh, Sergio is saying
Okay.
also very good idea. A fire lighthouse at the top of the tusk, maybe also.
Very cool. Love it.
And it's
Okay.
and it's called also the tusk, the lighthouse, and it's shaped in a tusk, very big, like the
Great
like
idea.
like the what is it? The Colors of Rhodos, big. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So okay, just rough for now, but
That's a Dubai hotel, the tusk.
kind of neat. So, so just and I got to stretch the city around as well because
Yeah.
it's going up to the seat of power. So okay, really rough, but sure, it doesn't matter. Uh, the tusk.
I think
And
the like the landmass that is sticking out, that is the tusk, is like you can't build there or anything. It's just basically a long ass road to get to the tusk.
yeah, so the city. Okay, city is kind of divided nearly into two cities.
I think no,
One
I
with
would
the
say
tusk where all the power is.
okay. I would say this is a bit too big for my taste. I would just say to the right corner of the like there's not much going on this side of the coast, so it's like very small, not that big as the port.
All right, okay, I made that too big.
Yeah. I would just suggest that you go basically until the right, not further in to the land there. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. and very close.
So it's hugging the coast.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's very like basically it's like when you go down PCH here, Pacific Coast Highway in California, going down there and just having buildings there, and then there's a long road that leads to the Tusk, but you can't live on the Tusk in terms of the land
Oh,
mass.
it's
You know what I mean?
okay. But is it the seat of power?
It still can be. They want to be lonely, and nobody can reach them. You know, the common folk.
Okay.
James
All
loves the
right.
Tusk building and says he likes your idea though. Being it's like a
What?
split city. James is saying boo.
Yeah, I win. It's a split city. The halves live by the Tusk because it's the gate to the bay,
Yeah,
and all the merchants live in Port Hog, and the poor live on the outskirts near the swamp, and they have to fight off all the swamp demons
yeah.
and amphibious skin monkeys that come attacking them.
The
Oh no, I'm not taking stuff from my own book.
Pete is saying, what about a Kong style wall around the city? I think that could be go along with the swine swamp.
Do you know what I'm going to do with that I haven't done?
What's that? Save.
I'm going to save.
Good call.
Yeah. So Goblin Spit map 1.
By the way, yeah, Sad just saying suddenly I don't know why, but I need to play Skyrim.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's fun, isn't it, though? I think maps are nearly the best fun. Wait till we start drawing the monsters and stuff.
Yeah.
This is going to be so much fun in this. So, if someone making notes, someone forget some of this stuff. But we like Porthog, and the Tusk is the seat of power. I'm just going to write seat of power there somewhere.
Is it just one like that's the question here. Is it going to be like a monarchy or some like what kind of power is it? Is it just somebody that is maybe a rich merchant who has the power in terms of financial wealth and suppresses everybody else, or what's it going to be here?
That's a good call. Well, we've said the city was founded here because of the commercial potential of having such a bay,
Mm-hmm.
and that the power is held there because they control the gate into the bay,
Mm-hmm.
the only safe passage through those jagged teeth things.
Mm.
And so it should, what kind of ocracy is something that's run by merchants?
Um,
Merchantocracy?
Econocracy. I don't know. Uh,
Econocracy? Is it a is that what technocrats are?
no, they just their technology is the key here, the currency. And yeah, Mark, if you're still here, goodbye, buddy. Thanks for taking part and participating.
Thanks. I apologize for vaping live on YouTube. I shouldn't really do that.
Oh,
Don't,
I thought you were licking your USB stick.
yeah, that's what I was doing. Better than taking nicotine. Um,
It's like
okay,
Chris says it's a greedy merchant conglomerate.
conglomerate. Okay, I like it. So I'm just taking notes here now. No more fancy writing. Merchant conglomerate.
Do we have a name for that? The
A greediocracy.
the Hawks of Power.
Hogs of power. I like it. Look at all this lovely land down here with nothing happening.
Yeah. We still have, even if you zoom out on the bottom right, we have on the bottom east coast there. There's not much going on, and we have the whole west side is still not explored. So we have some room, people.
Yeah.
Is there anything you would like to see? Plutocracy is that what's it called, Chris, or is it? Are you making? Are you making stuff?
Yeah, that sounds familiar. We don't have a name for the ruins either. Ruins of, jungle of.
Yeah. So give us some ideas,
Anybody
people.
got?
Um.
Do you know what? I'm gonna do a quick thing here. This
Okay,
whole
there you go.
landmass.
He Googled it. Plutarchy is a society that is ruled or controlled by people of great wealth or income. Thank you.
Okay, there you go. So
Oh, that's a big cliff there.
that is, so yeah, that's a huge big cliff. This whole section is like higher up than that one. It's
So
like a plateau or
it's a
something.
highland. Yeah, yeah,
Like by separated by cliffs.
yeah. Okay, interesting,
So like
interesting.
these are 2,000 foot high cliffs, and this whole bit is like a plateau. What do you think? I mean, nobody told me to do that, so if people are like, "Hey, stop coming up with stuff yourself," I'll understand if you want me to get rid of it.
For now, let's leave it.
Will I get rid of it?
Nobody
Leave
wants to
it?
get rid of it. Ryan is thrown in a mechanical windmill, but that's more cyberpunky, isn't it?
Oh yeah, we're not doing cyberpunk now. I do enough of that in my spare time.
But yeah, I like that with the cliff. We usually have a waterfall, maybe going down from the mountain range there, going down,
Yeah.
and that the river continues.
So this, what's happening there?
Not
What's
us
going on there?
not us throwing in. I was literally about to say cliffs. Yes, give us some Dover action.
So, oh no, wait.
What
I
should the
need to get
waterfall
it
be
so you can
called?
actually.
Is it
Um,
gonna call it the Hog's Pee?
Falls of something. How are we doing for time actually?
We are in like around 8 minutes. We are an hour. We're done for an hour.
Okay. Do people think that starting with the map was a good place to start? No,
Yeah, let us know please in the
it's a
comments. What do you guys think? Is it fun doing this? A lot of people are participating, and I really enjoy that everybody is. I mean, it seems like they're having fun, but let us know in the comments. Are you enjoying yourself? Is it a thing that we should continue on for the next one and stuff like that? Um, Pete Hendricks also saying alternative smugglers bay in the top plateau coast.
Hmm?
So on the east
Say that again.
on the east coast, the plateau one on the plateau.
Okay, I'll go there in a sec. I just want to
Yeah,
make a note. Here be monsters.
here be monsters.
So we,
Yeah, on the have
so down here.
yeah have like a smuggler's bay,
Oh yeah. Okay,
and
so let's say
yeah.
here.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine with me. And Chris is also saying the cliff should go round on the coast there. So there could be
Okay.
the people or the species who lives there could live in the cliffs.
Okay, cool. So actually, yeah, they do sort of perspective, people. This is a cliff edge.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, did you get me?
Peter's writing always wanted to be an art director, living the dream.
Oh yeah. And the funny part is, yeah, I don't want to get art directed anymore, and now we're doing a thing where hopefully we're going to get loads and loads of art directors.
Yeah.
But it's
But
very good fun.
but yeah, I would say on the coast there, yeah, going around on the coast, and continuing the cliff. That the plateau is not
Oh,
that.
I see. So, like that, this is all cliff.
Yeah,
Is that
exactly.
what you mean?
Yeah, yeah, all the way around. And so the
Oh,
smuggling is
jeez.
the smuggling is basically in the smuggling is basically taking place in the cliffs, so people can't reach there, and like the seat of power doesn't know where all the hidey holes are in those cliffs, and that's where the smugglers do their thing.
Okay. So,
And yeah, thanks Chris. Yeah, this is a blast for us as well. The world building via community and brainstorming. Loving this one.
great. Great, great. That's what we want to hear.
Exactly. So is everybody down with the suggestion, or does anybody want to see something else with the Smuggler's Bay there? That they smuggle within the cliffs and have their like little like caves, and like an ant hill, going through there and trading, hiding, doing their thing. Smuggling what? The riches that they get off the ships that only the Seat of Power lets through the Tusk.
Oh yeah. So where are the ships coming from? There has to be another place to trade with these apart from the islands.
Yeah, I think this is I think this is part of like when you look at the world, whatever it is. This is would be like this landmass. I would say is the east side of the land
Yeah.
of the whole thing, and then we have on the right there's a lot of stuff going on, and maybe some other wealthy cities and stuff like that, and they need to go east. I'm sorry, west, and get to the seat of power.
Yeah.
So basically, the smugglers and like all the piracy that's going on, they cut them off and steal stuff.
Okay. Well, if the smugglers are here, the ship's got to be coming here to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
hit by the
exactly,
pirates.
exactly.
So they're coming from up here. That's the shipping lane to Hogsmouth Bay.
Yeah, that's what I was
I
thinking.
like it.
James is saying,
What about up here?
what's that?
What about up in this area?
Yeah, I'm fine because they can't get
Can you
through.
hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you fine. Can you hear me?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be drugs. Ryan says drugs, obviously. Yeah, but I think they can't go through the dead man's eye because it's the jungle is too thick, and they can't get past the mountain range.
Exactly. Unless you have access to the
To the
giant eagles of Cloudbreak Cove.
exactly.
I like it.
Yeah, exactly, Chris. That's what I'm saying. He also says the smugglers could have an elaborate system of caves built into cliff face. I'm picturing rickety elevators made with ropes and pull eyes, rape bridges and walkways built along the cliff face. Yeah,
Great idea.
that's exactly my idea. Thank you for describing it way better than I did.
Yeah, I love that. Cave cities, even
Yeah, exactly.
in
That's
cliffs.
yeah.
What? There was that film with the guy who played with Henry Cavill, and it was like a Greek mythological thing, very kind of cool looking, 300-y kind of thing.
Yeah, it was where he's Perseus.
Yes, and
Hmm.
he came from a town which was
Yeah,
right on a cliff. That was very cool.
yeah.
I like that.
Let's
So a whole
steal that
city.
idea. I mean, there are
Yes,
cities like that in all over the world, I think, that have this kind of
really,
culture.
and cliffs on the sea.
On the sea, I'm not sure on the sea, but they have it definitely in like in kind of like mountains, basically, in the side of mountains and very up high.
Yes, yeah. City of Caves. I like it. Okay, so this is the finished thing. This is going to be the print.
There you go.
You like it?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Okay, crater, ruins,
Okay, people.
Cloudbreak Cove.
There's a couple things we need to clarify before we're gonna leave today, and I'm just gonna leave the map up. And the things we need to clear is where are we continuing the whole thing? You know what I mean? Matt, are you still there?
What?
Where
Is
are?
that for me?
Yeah, that was for you. And like, where can
Sorry.
where can we continue the idea of this? Like, continuing with where are we writing and stuff like that.
Okay, so continue the conversation.
Yeah, in terms of
Okay,
where we're
so,
not drawing.
oh, right. Okay, so for the moment, the Facebook group, we can do it, but I think Discord is a better destination because we can have channels in that so that people who aren't interested don't have to read about it.
Hmm. Okay, then
So
yeah, we will we're gonna do two things. We're gonna have on then I guess on Facebook we're gonna make a like a subgroup, some sort
yeah,
of thing. Post it in your group so people can join that. And
yeah,
then we also have it on Discord, so there are both ways of communication, and multiple people can get in touch with us. And there will be because like we have a couple things open. We will write those down, like names for the jungle, names for the ruins, the mountain range, and the crater has a name, and things like that. We will write that down a little bit and make it look all pretty. That's what I'm gonna do tomorrow. Then sum it all up and add the group and we can add it to the Discord as well. And I think that's a good idea, right? Are you satisfied with that, Matt?
yeah. It sounds good. And yeah, I'll work up the map. Eventually, when we fill it out, I mean, we've more work to do on it, but we'll make a nice looking map
Mm-hmm.
print out of this, even. A really good looking thing. And yeah, we can continue it on.
All right.
The Facebook group sounds good, and Discord, if anybody is on Discord,
Perfect.
I'll share links to that
Okay.
too.
Yeah, I think that answers your question, Pete, as well, because he asked if we can add textures to the map. I think that's what you're going to do afterwards, right?
Oh yeah, that's gonna look the business. Old and ancient and nice and lovely. Right now it was just scribbling the stuff down.
Okay, perfect. That's
Uh,
that was the whole idea, people. So this is basically what will happen for our next session as well. We start drawing, and then the polishing and like adding textures and make it look very good is gonna be like the work after that. So the question is probably for most of you out there, when is it gonna be next session? Are we gonna say 2 weeks from now or?
yeah.
All right, 2 weeks from now, people. That would be the 18th of February, and the same time, I guess. And we will keep you definitely in the loop and remember you to take part of this. And I would say definitely thank you for showing up and taking part in this. And I really enjoyed it. Matt, your last words here.
Yeah, I thought it was really good fun, and I was delighted that people partook. I was very nervous that it'd be just you and I chatting and me drawing random stuff. We definitely wanted to be interactive.
Yeah,
So from that point of view, great success, and it was loads of fun. And this is just the start. Wait till we start drawing the monsters that live in Swine Swamp,
yeah, I'm
drawing
excited.
the plutocratic leaders that live on the Tusk,
Mhm.
drawing the building of the Tusk Lighthouse. The whole look at this. We've just given ourselves years worth of work here.
Exactly. All right. Thank you guys.
Loads of fun.
Thank you guys for coming out. It was really a pleasure to do this with you, and we can't wait for our next session in 2 weeks. Join us all in the Facebook group or on Discord. It will all be posted in Matt's group, and I will post it on my side as well, so you know where to find all the stuff and all the goodness. And yeah, thank you and goodbye. Take care, guys.
Thanks, Mel. Cheers.